Hey everybody, it's Sarah. I wanted to make a video today sort of as a follow-up to my video from last week about what I called fat shaming in the weight loss surgery community. And that was based on a video, or sort of a response to a video that MzFreeSpiRited had made. And then after I made my video, there were also a few response videos made to that and just about the topic in general. And I think I'm going to link to any video that I talk about in this video. I'm going to link in the description below so that if you haven't seen the video, you can go take a look at it if you like, because I don't want to rehash every video that got made. But I think that the topic, sort of shifted as people make videos. They add different things and talk about different aspects of the topic. And one of the videos was Pink Eyeshadow's video, and she was talking more about the idea of censorship in the community, and specifically based around YouTube. And so I wanted to sort of speak to that a little bit because I think this is a really important topic in the community. And I know that on YouTube, we've got different kinds of people who have different parts to play, right? We've got people who just subscribe and are watching videos. We've got people who are making videos. We have people who are making videos as more of a documentation for themselves of their journey. We've got people who are making videos with the intention of, trying to help people who are pre-op or, just starting their journey. And then there's those people that are in between. So there is definitely room for all of those people in the community. But I think that the idea of personal responsibility and censorship and all that is really important. I think it's worth talking about. So I love seeing those videos, and I hope that it's something that as a community we can talk about more. So today I thought I would just speak a little bit about the video that I made and just clarify a few things, and also talk a bit more about what Pink Eyeshadow was talking about in her video, which was more along the lines of censorship and what you should do if you see a video that you're not really fond of. Just going back to my own video, a lot of what I talked about in the video wasn't really actually necessarily related to YouTube. It was more just the community in general online. So whether that's internet forums or Facebook or YouTube. And one of the things that I had said was that I felt it was unnecessary to post things that were negative or didn't have a benefit to the community. And Pink Eyeshadow picked up on that, and in her video she sort of called me out, which if you read the comments in her video, I said, that's totally cool. You can call me out anytime. I can completely handle it, and yeah, I have no issues with that. So anytime, you think I'm wrong, you think I'm crazy, go ahead and comment, make a video, whatever. Totally welcome it, because I think any discussion, is good, right? So one of the things she said was she didn't really quite agree with that statement, because she feels that there's no place for censorship in the weight loss community, especially on YouTube, because, when you're making YouTube videos, it's your channel. You should be able to say whatever you want. And I actually do agree with her in that sense. But I wanted to sort of go back, and I've been thinking about this for a few days, because I was trying to clarify for myself in my own mind what it was that I felt really was important about what I said. I mean, I know I sort of went off and was like, if you hate fat people, you need therapy. And I'm not taking back anything that I said, but I wanted to sort of more rationally speak about what I was getting at. And I think for me, the issue is not really censoring people in the community. I don't think that we should be going around saying, well, you can't say that and you can't say this. You can say whatever you want. I do think, though, that there's a level of personal responsibility that you need to be aware of. My video was more aimed at people just to help make them think about what they were saying or posting online. Just think before you do, right? You are allowed to say whatever you want, and I fully 100% support that. Obviously, I say whatever I want on my channel. But I think for me, what the core of what I was trying to get at anyway is that there's a few things I think are important to consider when you're making videos and when you're making comments. One of those things, the big one honestly, is respect. One of them is ownership and just focus. And I'll sort of explain what I mean by that. In my video, one of the things that I talked about was an example that I had read online. So this wasn't in a YouTube video. It was actually something I read on an internet forum, and it was a man posting about a formerly obese man, posting about a woman he saw on a plane. And basically he said, not to rehash it honestly because it was kind of an ugly comment, but he said, I was sitting there watching her come down the aisle and I thought, I don't want that fat, sweaty, stinky woman sitting next to me. And that was something that offended me. It offended a lot of people. And it particularly offended me because it was someone who was formerly obese talking about another obese person, right? Either way, the issue for me was that there was a lack of respect in that comment. For all he knew, that woman could have been someone on the forum. There was a lack of respect in what he said. There is a way of expressing that feeling and owning it and putting the focus on yourself instead of putting the focus on the person that you were speaking about or judging in this particular case. And I said it in my video, Pink Eyeshadow said it in her video, Miss Sasha LaRue said it in her video. Judging people is human nature, right? We all do it. But the way that we express that, it can vary. And it's important that we consider how our words affect other people. So if I took that example and illustrated the kind of thing that I was talking about, what I mean by respect and ownership and focus is taking that comment and applying it to yourself instead of putting it out there as a negative judgment of someone you don't even know. So if I had been reading that exact same situation and instead of saying, I watched this woman walk down the aisle, and I'm paraphrasing, but I didn't want this fat, sweaty, stinky woman sitting next to me. If the comment had been stated like, I watched her coming down the aisle and I remembered what it was like to be that woman, to be passing all these people and knowing that they didn't want me to sit next to them. And, and yet I felt like I didn't want her sitting next to me either. And I wonder, why is that? What is wrong with me that I am judging this person? It wouldn't have made the story any different necessarily, but it would have made the comment completely different. Because instead of the focus being on this poor woman, the focus would be on the person who made the observation. And an extremely good example of that is in Pink Eyeshadow's video. One of the things she talks about is an experience she had in the grocery store where, I won't go into the whole story. If you want to watch her video, it's below, and I highly recommend that you watch it. But she talks about one of those situations where she felt like she judged this woman and she felt that the community would be disappointed in her if they knew that she had done this. And she shared that whole story in this video. And the thing is, I think that's exactly the opposite of the kind of thing I'm talking about, because she shared it in a way that was, respectful, in a way where there was accountability, where the focus was actually on her and not on the person in question, right? She admitted she wasn't sure why she had made this judgment or observation. She was trying to figure out what was it that was bothering her about it. She was analyzing herself. And to me, that's a totally different thing than these just sort of random judgments that are phrased in these very disrespectful and rude ways. And so, yeah, I wanted to talk about that and sort of clarify. I don't think that we should, especially on YouTube particularly, be telling people what they should and shouldn't say, because you can unsubscribe if you don't like someone's comments or viewpoints. And again, Pink Eyeshadow said, you never know what kind of observation might actually be helpful to someone. And again, I completely agree with her. I think that what I should have focused on in my video was the idea of just thinking before you speak or write, of making sure that what you're saying is respectful if you want people in the community to actually want to follow you. Because to be honest, if your channel or your forum posts or whatever are all negative and judgmental and disrespectful, you're probably not going to have a lot of people who want to hear what you have to say. So yeah, my sort of viewpoint was just about thinking and considering just for a moment before you say whatever you want to say, maybe just phrasing it in a way that is a bit softer. And yeah, I honestly think, as far as even with comments and that sort of thing, as far as I'm concerned, I could have, set my comments to be, I need to see everyone and approve it before it gets posted. I wouldn't do that. And the reason why is because I want people to comment how they feel. And if that feeling is negative, then that's fine. If you don't agree with me, that's cool. I like discussion and discourse and arguments, to be honest. Not arguments in the sense of drama, but just I like having intelligent discussions with people, even if they don't agree with me. So I always want people to be free to comment or to make a response video. And I appreciate that for sure. Just like I appreciated Pink Eyeshadow making that video. I thought she had great points. The only thing that I won't tolerate on my channel as far as comments go are things that are negative or disrespectful that have no use. So if your comment is something like, hey fatty, you should shut up. Yeah, I'm probably going to report your comment and remove it. If your comment is like, hey, I wasn't really a fan of your video, I disagreed with this is why, it's definitely staying. I definitely think that there is room in the community for dissenting opinion and for discussion as long as it's respectful. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to clarify a bit of what I said and say, you know, you definitely should check out the other videos and make video responses if you have something to say. But it's certainly a topic that in the community I think is really important and is a worthwhile discussion about, you know, how far should we go? How much should you share? How should you phrase things? All of that stuff. So I'm going to keep keeping on. I will have a new video on Friday. That'll be my 6-week post-op video, and I will see you guys then.